Hello student, here I am with my video to explain the chapter 14. The name of the chapter is Non-Conventional Sources of Energy. You have already studied about the conventional sources of energy and I have also explained what are the conventional sources of energy. Now today we are going to study about the non-conventional sources of energy. Now let's see what is non-conventional sources of energy. The energy that we get from wind, sun, earth, tide, nuclear or bio from the remains of the plants, animals, or excreta is called the non-conventional source of energy. This energy is renewable, therefore inexhaustible, non-polluting, less expensive, and easy to maintain. These sources of energy are considered as energy resources of the future. Considering their benefits, many countries of the world, including India, have started producing these sources of energy on the large scale. Now let's compare with conventional to the non-conventional. What we see is conventional is has been used long time, but the non-conventional source has been identified just a few decades. Conventional exhaustible, but non-conventional is inexhaustible. Conventional is polluting environment. It brings a large scale global warming, but non-conventional source of energy does not cause any pollution. Conventional source is mainly used in industrial or commercial purpose, where the non-conventional can be used for domestic purposes. Conventional are very costly, but non-conventional are less expensive. Now let's go to our first non-conventional sources of energy, that is solar energy. What is solar energy? The energy that we get from the sun is called solar energy. We are using traditionally the solar energy for drying our clothes, for obtaining salt from the seawater and drying food grains. If we see this solar energy from the point of view that our country's location, then we can say that our country is advantageous to harness the solar energy because it receives a higher amount of solar energy equivalent to 5,000 trillion kilowatts per year, and location on the Tropic of Cancer is one of the best advantageous, which gets 300 clear sunny days in a year. Several techniques have been developed in India for harnessing solar energy. Our first device is solar cells. They are also known as photovoltaic cells. These cells are made up of thin wafers and semiconductor materials from silicon and gallium, and what they do is when the radiation strikes this device, that is solar cells, then this radiation is the energy of the sun is directly converted into this electricity. So solar cells are used in many of the devices like calculators, electronic watches, street lighting, traffic signals, water pumps, and many more. Now the solar cooker. The solar cooker is a box, the insulated box with the thermocol lining from inside, and which is fixed with aluminium and painted with black from inside. Then it is covered with the glass sheet and the lid is made of the mirror. The glass sheet helps in trapping the heat and mirror helps in reflecting the light rays into the box. The container which has to be cooked, which should be painted with black from outside, which is placed inside the box, and the box is kept open in the sunlight. The energy from the sun enters through the glass sheet into the box, but it cannot escape because of the glass sheet. Thus, the more and more heat is trapped, and this is how the food is cooked in the solar cooker. Next, the solar water heater. It is one of the most successful applications of solar energy, which has been in the field of heating water. Now let's see the working.
The solar water heater consists of an insulated box that is painted black from inside. In this box, copper pipes are fitted in the form of a coil. These copper pipes are painted black from outside. The box is covered with a glass lid to prevent the loss of heat due to convection and radiation. The ends of the pipe are connected to the storage tank. The cold water enters the storage tank from the bottom and flows into the copper tubes. The infrared radiations from the sun get trapped inside the box. As a result, water inside the copper pipes gets heated up, becomes lighter. The heavier cold water from the storage tank, which is at a relatively lower temperature, flows down into the copper pipes, and the hot water, that is lighter, flows into the storage tank. The circulation of water continues, and this process by which water gets heated is known as thermosiphon effect. Thus, we get hot water by trapping solar energy, which is renewable, non-polluting, and abundantly available.
The advantage of solar energy: it is a renewable source of energy, it saves fuel, it is used for the diverse purposes like for extracting energy, electricity, and distilling water. It also saves fossil fuels and cheaper. Move to our non-conventional source of energy, that is wind energy. The wind is an inexpensive, reliable, non-polluting source of energy for generating the electricity. The wind energy is generated from the moving air, that's wind, and mostly by the help of windmill. The wind energy is obtained by making a use of windmill, that the blades of the windmill rotates due to the force of the wind, and the rotational motion of the blades derives a number of machines like water pumps, flour mills, and electric generators. A number of windmills are installed in the definite pattern to cluster called wind farms. They generate a large amount of electricity. Wind farms are installed in the coastal regions, open grasslands, or the hilly regions. The India's wind energy program is the fifth largest in the world after Germany, Denmark, USA, Spain, and UK. In India, the largest wind farm cluster situated from Nagarkoil to Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Besides Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Lakshadweep, and Maharashtra have important wind farms. The advantage of the wind energy: wind energy is a renewable source of energy, as we all know. It can be utilized again and again. It is the cleanest form of renewable energy which produce no pollution at all. It reduces our dependence on the fossil fuels, and it helps in generating the electricity which can be used for the domestic purpose and reduce the monthly electric bills. Let's go to the nuclear power. The nuclear power is another non-conventional source of energy. The energy is stored in the nuclei of the atoms of naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium, thorium, and plutonium. The nuclear energy is utilized to generate electricity in the nuclear reactor or nuclear power plant. Now let's see the working of the nuclear power plant.
Now what is the block diagram of nuclear power plant? So we can see here the different components of nuclear power plant. The main component of nuclear power plant is nuclear reactor. So nuclear reactor is a device in which the process of nuclear fission takes place. The uranium-235 are subjected to nuclear fission in the nuclear reactor, and huge amount of heat is getting liberated. Now this heat is then goes to heat exchanger. So for that purpose coolant is used. So coolant can be of gas, liquid type. So coolant transfers the heat from nuclear reactor to heat exchanger, and in the heat exchanger that heat is getting transferred to the water, and when the heat gets transferred to the water temperature increases and water gets converted into steam, and then that steam is converted into high pressure steam, and that high pressure steam then rotates the turbine, steam turbine. Now the steam turbine is mechanically coupled with the alternator, and as the steam turbine rotates, alternator also rotates. Sorry. And then this alternator converts that mechanical energy into electrical energy, so that electrical energy can be given to the grid. So this is the use of nuclear reactor.
Advantage of nuclear energy: it is cheaper fuel, because the cost of nuclear fuel is 20% of the cost of energy generated. Continuous production of electricity: it helps and thus reduces the dependence on fossil fuels. It also reduces the volatility of the fuels such as petrol, because nuclear power plant generates electricity for almost 90% of the annual time. Next non-conventional sources of energy is biogas, a gas produced by the anaerobic degradation of plants and animals, and it is composed of methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. The anaerobic degradation means breaking down of the organic matter by the bacteria in the absence of oxygen. The fermentation of the waste product is carried out by the bacteria which produces hydrocarbon gas, predominantly methane and alcohol. Let's see the working of the biogas plant in India, which is in India the dome-shaped biogas plant is more popular. Let's see the working.
Fixed dome type biogas plant. The arrangement for producing biogas from animal dung, human excreta, industrial and domestic waste is known as biogas plant. Construction. It consists of a well-shaped like underground tank made of bricks and cement. It is called digester tank and it has inlet and outlet valves. The roof of the tank is dome-shaped. A gas outlet pipe of the dome is fitted at the top. There is a mixing tank above the ground level which is connected to the inlet valves of the digester through a sloping inlet chamber below the ground level. On the other side, there is an outlet chamber. This outlet chamber is connected to the overflow tank which collects the used slurry. Working. Animal's dung is mixed with water to make slurry in the mixing tank. This slurry enters the digester tank through the inlet chamber. The slurry in the digester tank is left for about 2 months for fermentation. Anaerobic microorganisms are responsible for fermentation which produce biogas and it is collected in the dome. It exerts a large pressure on the slurry and forced it to go in the overflow chamber. The biogas is taken out from the dome through a pipe and used for cooking food or heating water, etc. The residue to the plant is used as manure because it is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus.
Advantage of biogas plant. Biogas is a clean fuel, non-polluting and cheap. There is a direct supply of gas from the plant, so therefore there is no storage problem. And also the sludge left behind is rich in fertilizer containing the bacterial biomass. The Ministry of Non-Conventional Energy Sources has been promoting the biogas program in India. It has set up the number of biogas plants across the country. With this, I finish my today's chapter, that is chapter 14, non-conventional sources of energy. What is required and important is shown in the video. Advantages are you have to learn more the raw materials for each energy. So please go through the chapter properly. Okay, thank you.